folks, this is how we've categorized our marketing campaign going forward. Please take notes. This is exactly, I'm actually reading the exact notes during the meeting that we have just done. Okay, so this is going back into your database. This is what you've got. The lists you want to be focused, this is how we've categorized our marketing campaign going forward. Please take notes. This is exactly, I'm actually reading the exact notes during the meeting that we have just done. Okay, so this is going back into your database. This is what you've got. You've got current clients, current patients in the diary. That's one list now. That's going to be your most immediate thing you're going to be focusing on now. So what is your strategy for that? Your team will need guidance. What's the script? What words are you using? What's the date you're using? Now, I know it's a bit of a hustle, but they still need some type of guidance, right? It's your job now as a leader to step up and try to provide as much as possible, but in challenging times. So number one, current clients. In the diary, there's two types of current clients. There's also current clients that are in the diary and there's current clients that you classify as an active patient that has NFA, no future appointment. Please write that down. Okay, so you got current clients in the diary. I can phone them and reschedule them, and that gives me a touch point to reschedule them. You've got current clients. If you classify that as a current client, whatever you do in your practice, if they've been to see us in the last 3 months, we'll classify them as a current patient. Okay, just in my marketing. So you've got current patient, but no future appointment booked. Now that is potentially a lost lead. So what are you going to do for those people? I haven't got all the solutions for you, but I'll give you some ideas. So current patient in the diary, current patient, no future appointments. Then you've got inactive. So draw a line under that. You kind of want to be doing this. So this is current. That I've kind of given those two currents, and now you've got inactives, right? So you've got two or three broad sets of inactives. Number one, inactive is probably for this core probably thing that I'll go deepest on is in most businesses is where people miss this opportunity. Please give me a show of hands. How many of you have heard of the law called Pareto's principle? Pareto's principle? Okay, so Pareto's principle is 80-20 rule, which means that 80% of your, in this case, revenue comes from just 20% of your customers. Okay, 80% of revenue comes from 20% of your customers. Whenever I'm taught that, whenever anyone's taught that, we hear it, but we don't. And I'm going to tell you how true that is, because right now, for most of the people in this call, we're a mom and pop industry, right? So capacity is an issue. How are we going to phone every single person? How are we going to text every person? So capacity is an issue. So you're going to have to focus a heavy amount of your energy on this group, which is, you see, we say we understand Pareto's principle, but when you actually look at the data, you will never ever realize how true it is. So I've done the data. That was 10 million pounds worth of turnover. And for 10 million pounds worth of turnover, we're only literally, I think it was 27% of our 27% of the patients we've ever seen were responsible for 80%, just under 80%. So Pareto's principle is true. If it's true for my practice, I promise you it's true for your practices. I promise you. If you look at my data set, it's probably just about the most congruent for any because there's so many practitioners. I've had so many associates over the years, etc. So it's a good understanding of all of our businesses. It's not even just chiropractic. Every business is like that. So who you're going to focus on now, heavily, you want to heavily focus on, and there's a few other sets I'm going to tell you about. First of all, let's just talk about inactives. You've got inactive clients that have what we classify as high spends. Okay, inactive or your most loyal patients, your most loyal customers. That's inactive, high spends, right? If you had to choose one set, they're not seeing you anymore, and let me give you the definition of inactive in our practices. They have not seen you for the last 3 months, and going back a certain amount of time. You may go males and females. You maybe not target people under 25 when you're looking at your database, because it's weird sending an email reactivation or offer to, you know, a 17-year-old. So we just try to cut that out altogether. And then you want to send them some data. In fact, I'll even go further. So you want to know, these are just some examples for you. Use it, don't use it, but I promise you this stuff works. You want to know how many people have spent over £1,000, how many people have spent over £2,000, how many people have spent over £500. And so you've at least got those lists. Should we be doing something for all of them? Sure, we should be. But the reality of it for most small business owners is you've got a capacity issue. So if you had to focus on one list, it would be that list. What are you going to do? What are you going to offer them? I remember reverse customer loyalty. So if someone has already spent, let me ask this whole group, and I really would like interaction here. If someone has already spent and trusted us with their family's health, their health, the last 5 to 10 years, etc., do you think that we should do, coming out of this, do you guys agree we should do something really special for them? Yeah. So you choose what that is for your practice. You may want to credit their account with some free care. You may, and everyone's like, oh, don't give away free care. Listen, if there's ever a chance to give a special to a, remember, a small segment, not to the entire database. Because if someone's, let's say someone's come to report findings, but never had an adjustment and never really valued our facility and what we do, then I'm probably not going to do that. But if someone has had, you know, £5,000 worth of care amongst their entire family, I'm certainly going to do that. So that's reverse customer loyalty. I'm going to go big. I'm going to go, like, specifically, what am I going to do with them? Obviously, you know, I could spend a lot of time going in depth in this, but I'm trying to give you a broad understanding here. Okay, next, you've got inactives, but if you will, everyone else, not high spends. But we will even classify that one step further. So I will not, for instance, engage a certain segment. For instance, if they've never ever had an adjustment with us, I might not even enter them into any marketing campaign. You guys with me? Again, because of capacity, I might go like, okay, great. So just from ease, I might go £50. So let me give you an example. Just because it's in our systems, it's easier to do money as opposed to visits. But you can do visits. I might go 50 to 1,000. Now that's a huge list. So, but then the high spends might be above 1,000 or 1,500 or 2,000. So I want to know that list. And that's really when I'm going to really put a lot of effort from a capacity perspective. But I also am going to have email campaigns and etc. and marketing campaigns for my, let's say, under 1,000, between 50 and 1,000. That's another segment. So let me start from the top again, just to make sure I've got everyone. Number one, we've got current patients in the diary. What are we doing for them? Okay, what's your strategy? What's your scripts? Number two, current patients have seen you last 3 months, but no future appointments. What are you doing for them? They were currently under care, etc., but maybe you just weren't that good at booking future appointments. What are you doing for them? Then you've got inactives. You've got inactive, high spend. Then you've got inactive, if you will, the rest, but at least have spent something. From a capacity perspective, I certainly will not be focused on a segment that haven't spent anything, because we're all going to be stretched. So I won't be focusing on them. Hey, thanks for watching the video, and hopefully you found it helpful. If you have found it helpful, you might want to grab one of my free books called New Patient Avalanche. It's exactly how we grew our 8 practices, $7 million worth of turnover, 10,000 new patients every single year. It's the exact marketing blueprint we use for that. It's completely free. All you do is pay for shipping. So click on the link or go to my website, dcpracticegrowth.com, and grab your free book. We'll send it to you and some other resources. It's free. All you do is pay for shipping. Go to the website. See you on the other side.